What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to HCS Pro Talk, your weekly Halo Esports podcast. This is episode 419. We're one away from the meme number. For the week of December 7th, 2020, the title of this week's episode is The Dichotomy of Esports Organizations. And my name is Josh, aka JK Fire. And the offseason has, it's begun, technically. We're still in 2025. Still waiting for the new shit to pop off in 2026, but we're here, and there's always something to talk about. As a result, put it out to you guys on like some topic suggestions that you guys want to do for the show. And this week's topic actually comes by way of Rasta Monkey Jr. is in the chat right now. We're going to talk about esports organizations, the good, the bad. So yeah, we'll do that. It'll be a fun time. Obviously, we have a lot of good ones to talk about. Have a couple shitters too, but we'll get to it. And it's actually funny because Rasta, when you had posed this topic suggestion, right? When you had posed this one, I'm like, oh yeah, that'll be a good one for like a future episode. And then of course we have the fucking Z10 shit happen. We have the Z10 shit happen, and I'm like, oh my God, well, this is a perfect opportunity to talk about the good versus the bad, because you got good ones, and then you got that. So, without further ado, I'm dumb. I put a couple things in the wrong spot. Hold on. Guys, I'm a fucking mess right now. Holy shit. All right. There. Awkward pause. I put something in the incorrect spot in the show notes. I had to update that real quick. All right. On this week's episode of the show, we have some esports orgs are great. Others, well, not so much. Without further ado, let's get into some competitive news. First and foremost, the HCS Grassroots calendar for December is up over on Twitter. This is by the HCS. And then just as another reminder, Halo Fest tickets go on sale on Wednesday. Okay? Halo Fest tickets go on sale on Wednesday. I believe Wednesday at 10 a.m. Pacific time, which is noon Central. Wednesday, 10 a.m. Pacific. It'll be over on Tixr, Tixr. Make sure to have your accounts already set up if you haven't already. We will in the news portion, in the regular news section of the show, we will have like a Tashi's Tantalizing Tidbits where I'm going to get upset, but I'm also happy that the information is out there. Where Tashi did a bunch of replies to people on a thread over on Twitter, and it provides a lot of additional context related to tickets that are going to be sold on Wednesday. So that'll be in the regular news section of the show. But just as a reminder, tickets go on sale for Halo Fest Wednesday at 10 a.m. Pacific over on Tixr, Tixr. Okay, there you go. Fucking love you too, man. How's it going? Good to see you. Good to see you. All right. So, just as a heads up, hopefully people understand that. Next up, Last Shot has opened coaching sessions, and it's not over on Metafy. This is not over on Metafy. This is on a different platform, but Last Shot has officially opened up coaching sessions. So if you wanted to go get in on that, please do so. I do find it kind of funny that he had, so the announcement was today, if I'm not mistaken, but he had like, if you bought a session within the first hour of the announcement happening, you would get a discount. Like literally only the first hour. Like usually you have like a 12-hour or 24-hour like early period or whatever, but hey, you do what you want to do. Just thought that was kind of weird. All right. And this wait, 250 for all, now it's 500? 500? What? Is that a great deal? Wait, what? 500? Oh, 500 a year. Okay, 50 a month. Okay, that. Oh my God, thank you for that. Holy shit. I was gonna grill the fuck out of them if that was like just for a session. I was about to hit him up in the fucking DMs and be like, what are you doing? But it's okay. This makes way more sense now. What's up, Fulcrum? Welcome back. Good to see you, bud. That's just Xerxes. If it was, I was going to like, holy shit. What, in this economy? What the fuck? That would have been crazy. All right. Jesus. Whew. Moving on. The reason why the topic of this week's show is the topic of this week's show, other than obviously Ross is suggesting it. But this information came to light over the last week. Ladies and gentlemen, this is yet another instance of an esports organization not paying its players. This is by many individuals. Start with Mighty's. Mighty states, can't believe I have to make another tweet like this, but it seems the only way is to go public. Me and all the Z10 Halo players are still owed salaries back from June and July. Jimbo is still even owed from May. Please do not work with Habib Rouse. This has been one of the worst, one of the most unprofessional people I've ever worked with. And I'm also aware, Jesus, I can't speak. And I'm also aware a lot of the other Z10 teams are also owed money. Chrono states, we just want to be paid. Nothing more, nothing less. We've been fighting for our salaries for around 6 months. We're tired of this situation. Vactor stated, still owed my July salary. Unfortunate situation. Didn't want to go out public, but it's been 6 months we've been trying to get our money. Got promises of payment every time, but at the end, still waiting for it. And Jimbo also stated, we would figure this out behind closed doors, but we get zero response other than crash outs. Trust me, we don't want any of this public. It never helps, but when we sign contracts to get a base salary for representing an org, we expect that. Only things up for question are bonuses. Oh, boy. How do I want to state this? So there were other times this Habib Rouse individual, the owner of Z10, there were other instances months and months ago where like I would see a tweet or a thread like authored by him, and I would just sit back and think to myself, something seems off. Like he's doing a lot of deflecting. He's not doing a lot of reflecting. And it wasn't strictly pointed at Halo or anything like that. It was just as in the esports realm in general. He was doing a lot of deflecting, not a lot of reflecting. And every time I would see one of his threads that would just pop up in my feed. I never followed the individual or anything like that. They just, like the For You stuff is catered to stuff for you. I follow a lot of esports stuff. Typically things just pop up in the feed. So when his stuff would pop up, I'm like, yeah, I could see this taking a downturn pretty quick. And then over the course of like Halo Esports, Infinite Esports tenure, right? We've had the G1 situation. We've had the Nemesis situation. Now we've had the Z10 situation. And I know that there are much smaller fry as well that have fucked players over, fucked staff over the years. So the thing that I'll say is this, and it's point blank. If in the contract it states that the players are owed a base salary for being a part of the organization, whether that includes they're competing or not, they're competing regularly, which they were. The players were competing. They're representing the organization the entire time that they were competing under them, online and on LAN. If the contract states that the players are owed a base salary and they are not being paid that base salary, then that's a breach of contract and they need to be paid their salaries. I think that's pretty fucking cut and dry, right? I don't think there's any type of rebuttal you can have. I don't think there's any type of fight that you could give to dispute that. If these players are owed a salary as stated in their contract, now I haven't read the contracts. I don't know what they state. But if they do state that, then those players are owed their salaries. Plain and simple. That's as cut and dry as you could possibly make it. Now, as Jimbo states in his reply, only things that are up for question are bonuses. In which case, yes, I won't beat around the bush. Like, that Z10 squad was not great. And therefore, if they had bonuses tied to performances, and in my opinion, I don't think they reached those performances, if we're basing it strictly off placings, and I don't know what the bonus structure was, because again, I haven't read the contracts. I don't know what the contracts look like. But if bonuses were set up, and they were set up based off of an incentive based off placings, and they did not reach those placings, then yes, they did not earn those bonuses. In which case, yeah, based on the contract, you wouldn't have to pay those, is what it is. But if these players are owed a base salary from the organization as stated in their contract, then they're owed a base salary as stated in their contract. And if they haven't been paid that, then you need to fucking pay them. I don't think it needs to be any harder than that. I'm so fucking sick and tired of this, man. I really am. Because clearly it appears as though, now granted, these are the players that are talking about it, right? But clearly it appears as though the players and whatnot have tried to do this behind closed doors. Something that we've said on the show many a time, right? What's up, Ronan? How's it going? Clearly, it appears as though the players have been doing everything they can to resolve this behind closed doors. But also, clearly, they were not getting anywhere. And Jimbo, I did not include it in the show notes, but it's on his Twitter. Jimbo put out a tweet that had screenshots from a Discord conversation where Habib Rouse was in there. And I believe another individual from Z10. And basically, Habib Rouse was just like, hey, good luck with that, and then left the fucking chat. I'm like, this guy can't be serious right now. So it's sad. It's frustrating. And as always, I fucking feel for the players and I feel for the staff. Because if it is in their contract to be paid a base salary and they're not being paid that base salary, then that CEO is fucking dumb and should pay their fucking employees. So that's where I'll leave that one. I'm sick of it happening time and time again. And the worst part is and it really fucking pains me to say this, this isn't going to be the last time. This isn't going to be the last time this happens. And it fucking sucks. It really fucking sucks. That's it for the competitive news. Time for your upcoming tournaments of the week presented by noobcombat.com. Check out noobcombat.com for all your Halo Esports needs. On Tuesday, December 9th, we have the Halo 3 MCC's 2s tournament presented by Mile High Halo. On Friday, December 12th, we have the Coliseum, which is hosted by Play Griffball. And on Sunday, December 14th, we have the European Halo League Winter Finals. That's it for the upcoming tournaments of the week presented by noobcombo.com. Check out noobcombo.com for all your Halo Esports needs. Scrim Tournament League recaps. Got a few for you. First up, got the VOD for the Boomers versus Zoomers Round 7 that was hosted by Cardinal Redbird, her biggest turnout for a Boomer v Zoomer event, period. And you can go check out her VOD. Had some crazy moments, some cool shit happening. And congratulations to her once again for having that event go off. Fucking awesome. Just fucking awesome. And she did say at the end, once like the competition was over, right? She did say that she might plan to do some smaller Boomer v Zoomer events and other stuff for the community. So they're not going away completely from what it sounds like. So hopefully people will be able to join up on the next one in whatever capacity that is. Next up, we have the SWAT Nation TACMIS results. In third place went to official WASD, 5-shot and death penalty. And this was the one where you signed up as a solo and you got paired with 2 random teammates. Second place went to Reese Energy, out of Copper and Young Guns. And in first place went to Fob Fondling Lemons, which is a name, and Silent Gunna. Bracket and VOD included in the Google Doc and the show to the show. And finally, though, European Halo League Winter Open number 2 results. In third place went to Forbidden Enthusiasts. I don't know why you would be an enthusiast of that map, but hey, more power to you. There you go. This was Suspense, Slink, Scarcity, and Kami. And second place went to Silly Geese V2, which was Hi, I'm Ninja, Moze, Zove, and Hybrid. And the first went to Blah, which was Glory, Mighties, Meatsy, and Alex Shock. Bracket is included in the Google Doc of the show to the show. I could not find a VOD. I could not find a VOD for this tournament. Kind of unfortunate, but what are you going to do? What are you going to do? That's it for the Scrim Tournament League recaps. Topic of the show. The Dichotomy of Esports Organizations. This is by courtesy of Rasta Monkey Jr. I had to take a drink. So thank you, Rasta, for providing this topic suggestion. Ladies and gentlemen, Rasta asked if we could have a discussion around like our favorite esports organizations. He said it didn't have to be strictly Halo related, but that's kind of where I'm going to keep this conversation, because I feel as though with this show being Halo centered for the last 8 years, I would think that I have a better understanding of Halo esports organizations other than like esports organizations that are in League or Rainbow Six or Dota or stuff like that. You know what I mean? So I think, okay, let's, oh man, let's get the bad out of the way first. So for those that have been listening for a while, you will have known of the esports orgs out there, or you would have known of, it's not an esports organization, but more of a league where during the Halo 5 time, right? During the Halo 5 time, we had, there was the introduction of the Pro Battle League. It is one of our, if not our most infamous episode of the show. And I highly recommend you go check it out if you haven't already. It is an earlier one, a much earlier one, but go check it out if you haven't. And that was our first real, like we knew that there were some shady organizations within like all of esports, right? Because some organizations get in it for the wrong reasons, some get in it for the right reasons, some pour a shit ton of money in it, not understanding what's going on. Some are a little more reserved, and there's the whole spectrum of esports organizations that come into esports, and depending upon if they succeed or fail. So our first real taste of it was with the Pro Battle League, however many fucking years ago that was at this point. And yeah, I'll never forget that whole situation, because I was threatened by the owner of that organization / league. And yeah, I'll never forget the instance of which it happened, because we were waiting in line to get onto the bus to go to the state fair here in Minnesota. I'd argue the best state fair, but that's just me. And yeah, I'll never forget it. I got the threatening DM from him while we were standing in line waiting to get on the bus. And it was insane. Rasta, you said it's crazy. It was fucking crazy. It was insane. And like I said, that was our first taste of like, okay, there could be some really fucking weird and bad eggs in there. And he was one of them. So again, like, I could give a shit about numbers or anything like that, but if you want to get the whole rundown of that whole situation, I implore you to go check out that episode. Again, it was a very long time ago, but that happened. So from that point forward, we've always had kind of had like antennas up and, like a radar of sorts, and just keeping things on the radar of like, hey, they may have said something or did something that seems a little sketchy. Let's put them in this pool over here and see if something happens, right? Just in the back of our minds. And so years go by. And so in terms of organizations that obviously shit the bed, right? I mean, I think it's clear. G1 is one of the poster childs for fucking up. I think there's still players and staff members who have still not been paid what they are owed from the G1 situation. So that still exists. And so yeah, there was that. I think, no, I don't know that entire situation, right? And I'm not going to sit here and speculate. But what I think a part of the G1 downfall was Kenny not really understanding what to do. Kenny Vaccaro, the owner of the organization, for those who don't know, where he'd be pouring money in. It appeared as though they were looking for funding of any kind as well, and just doing things the wrong way. And it inevitably boiled over, made it so the whole operation had to shut down. They were in talks. Dean was in here. Dean, the owner of Native Gaming, now part of NB. Dean was in here, like where there were discussions around like him going in, and I believe this had happened. Like Dean went in with Kenny monetary wise to like open up a facility, like a G1 facility. And that whole fucking thing fell through. And just, again, Kenny just going about it the complete wrong way. Everything came to a head. Everything boiled over. And I don't know the whole fucking story. This is just from all the tweets and all the fucking videos and all the shit that came out. And other people's testimonials, right? It just sounds like he was in over his head. This is going to sound really stupid, and I don't want you to take this as me giving him like leeway or giving him lenience, because I'm not. Because it feels as though his heart was in the right place. And what I mean by that is he wanted to do something cool. He wanted to do something that would disrupt the space. He wanted to build something big. He wanted to build it like him within his football career, right? He came from the football world, the American football world, I should say. And it felt like he wanted to come into this and have all the glitz and the glam of an NFL career and pump into esports. He had some of the lavish parties with celebrities and whatnot. He wanted to build this facility. He wanted to provide for his players and do all these things and so on and so forth. He wanted G1 to be more than just an esports brand. It felt like that. And again, that's not to give him any leeway or anything like that because of how he fucked it up. Right? I think the blame purely rests on his shoulders for fucking things up the way that he had. Because at the end of the day, he had final decision making of all operations within the organization because he owned it. Did other people make mistakes? Probably. I should say, can other people make mistakes? Absolutely. I make mistakes in my job all the time. But it comes down to, if they make mistakes, how are those things handled and who's taking control? Right? Because if I make a mistake at work, right? I tell my boss about it. My boss is like, okay, awesome. Thank you for letting me know. How can we work through this? Was it an issue of you didn't have enough help? Was it an issue of you not understanding? And all these things can be applied elsewhere, right? Or was it an issue of you just went in over above your head? You went into something that was well above your head. You couldn't handle it. We'll not do that again. We'll do something else. And again, these things can be applied across the board, right? But it's how do you learn from them and how do you move forward through them? And I feel like Kenny, like this owner of Z10, did a lot of deflecting and not a lot of reflecting. So I don't want to give that man leeway because he doesn't deserve it. He doesn't deserve it. He hasn't earned it. He royally fucked up and he hurt a lot of people's lives. Michael included, who's in the chat. Shout out Michael. And frankly, he's still hurt a lot of people's lives because like I said, I believe, and Mike can correct me if I'm wrong here, but I believe there are people still formerly of G1 that have not been paid what they're owed. You said correct. Yeah. So to everybody that has not been made whole yet through that situation, I'm fucking wishing you the best. And I hope you're made whole as soon as fucking possible because obviously I wish you were made whole immediately, but clearly that's not the fucking case. So yeah, G1, well, it felt like Kenny had his heart in the right place. G1 was a fucking stain on Halo Esports. And it sucks because as much as people love to hate them, it really felt like G1 was trying to be like the LA Thieves or like be the thieves of the 100 Thieves of Halo. That's what it felt like Kenny was trying to do. He wanted it to be more than just an esports brand. He wanted it to be a lifestyle brand. He wanted to be everything. And I think he was in over his skis. I think he was. And again, I'm not giving him leeway. He hasn't earned it. He hasn't deserved it. He royally fucked up. Hurt a lot of people's lives in the process. People are still hurting because of it. So I hope everyone's going to be able to be made whole at some point in time. Oh, and then we get into the I'm talking the esports organizations that I'm talking about right now, and are the ones that really fucked up from an ownership standpoint, right? It really feels like all these bad ones, all these bad eggs are all to blame because of their CEO, because of their owner. All of the really bad ones, it feels like it all stems from one fucking person. It's the owner / CEO. Case in point, ITB, Into the Breach, another one. This one, we had learned that the fucking owner was embezzling funds. And basically made it so that organization had to go kaboom as well. Hurting a lot of people's lives in the process. I still believe that there are probably people that have not been paid out from that as well. And that's just another fucking instance. You know what? I feel this fucking sucks for me even more because they had like this really cool, they had this really good like flash sale or whatever. And I got one of their jerseys. This was a while ago. This was obviously before the embezzling thing came out. And I'm like, oh man, I was really rooting for that team because I really loved the look of their jersey. And it just sucked. And then the news came out and we're like, what the fuck? Like, what is fucking going on, man? And yeah, it's just yet another example of an esports organization going under because of its owner. Just another one. And then not necessarily at the same level as a G1 or an ITB, but I do have to mention Nemesis here as well. And the thing that really hurt me about Nemesis is the fact that they fucking dropped their team with only an event or two left in the HCS season. And I get it. We had the announcement that HCS is not going to continue into the next year. But for you to come out and say, you had travel covered. Like, you had your travel covered. So all you would have to do is be paying your players probably that base salary that is more than likely in that contract. But that's... And the fact that I think you had like... And again, Shaq can correct me if I'm wrong here, but I believe they had like 2 Counter-Strike teams or some shit. And again, because Nemesis was the culmination of ex-ITB people. Like the whole point of Nemesis was that they're going to be doing things the right way. And they're not like, they're going to put all that shit from ITB behind them. That owner CEO is gone. Like they don't have to worry about him or deal with him anymore. This is a fresh start. They have a new name, a new branding, a whole thing. It's a fresh start for them. And everything looked to be on the up and up. You signed the best team in the region, or really it was like a hodgepodge of both teams and they put them together and made the best team in the region in Nemesis. And everything felt like it was on the up and up. It really felt like a turning of the chapter, right? And then towards the end of the fucking year, they're like, we're making an announcement. We're stepping out of the HCS. And they just left their players high and dry. And I'm like, well, what the fuck? And like I said, I believe they have 2 Counter-Strike teams, or at least had 2 Counter-Strike teams. Like, guys, what are we doing here? I understand it's a business at the end of the day. I do. I get it. Everything's a business at the end of the day. But at the same time, like, it's the same thing I say. I understand, like, okay, people may think I'm really stupid when I say this, but hear me out. It's why I say that if your employees are not happy, then your business is going to suffer. Right? Like, you could have just, and I don't know the conversations that may or may not have happened behind closed doors. But if I were in their shoes, if I were in the owner of Nemesis's shoes, I would have brought the Halo guys into a room or a call or whatever and been like, hey, I want to give you a rundown of where we're at financially. I would love to support you through the rest of the year. I don't know what contracts look like either. Maybe contracts said something different, but You could look at it and be like, is there a way, like, would you guys be willing to do a renegotiation of the contract? Maybe we can work things through. I'd love to represent you guys and support you guys for the rest of this year. We know that HCS is ending, but we want to go out with a bang. What can we do? Because at the end of the day, as well, contracts, it's a compromise, right? A deal is a compromise between two parties or more. You don't really know if a compromise has worked unless both parties have left not fully satisfied, right? That's kind of the rule. If one party leaves unbelievably satisfied other than the other one, then you know that the deal maybe it wasn't the best it could have been. So again, I don't know what the contracts look like or looked like. I don't know the duration of what the contract was. But if I were in that CEO's shoes, if I were in that esports organization owner's shoes, I would have attempted, and again, maybe it was, but I would have attempted to get all the players together in a call and been like, hey, I want to run you through this. Here's where we're at. Want to support you guys for the rest of the year. Can we try to renegotiate to make that happen? And go from there. So again, not necessarily to the same extent as a G1 or an Into the Breach, but just a really shitty look and a really shitty situation for those players. Because then they were fucking, like, it felt like they were running around with like chickens with their heads cut off trying to figure out what the fuck they were going to do to ensure that they were going to be competing through the rest of the year. Obviously it worked out, which was great, but just a really shitty situation to be in. And now we get into Z10, where, like I stated earlier in the competitive news segment, I've seen threads from that org owner's like Twitter, and every time I would see it, I'd just be like, something seems off here. Like this guy does a lot of blaming. This guy does a lot of fucking blaming. So, and then to hear what had happened again, it's just another fucking G1 situation. It's just fucking stupid, man. Just pay your fucking players. It really shouldn't be that fucking hard. Just pay your players. Just insane. So those were like the really bad ones, right? I mean, I guess Nemesis kind of notwithstanding, they weren't really bad. They just did a really shitty thing. Alongside that line, I guess a couple other ones that I want to shout out for being not great, but also not god awful. Just a little shitty in their own way. You know what I mean? Just like a little shitty in their own way. What's up, Justin? Welcome back. There's a couple I want to shout out here. And again, it's shouting out not in a good way. Luminosity. I swear to God, they're the fucking flakiest team of the HCS. They're the flakiest organization of the HCS. They come back for what feels like a couple events to a year, and then they just dip the fuck out. They come back for another event or two, and they dip the fuck out. They come back for another event or two, they dip the fuck out. We know that the smaller organizations out there, and Luminosity, for the record, at that time, there's key differentiator here. At that time was not a small organization, right? But I'm not talking about an Optic or a FaZe or an SSG where they pay their players as well, right? These organizations who, we know that there are a lot in Halo that don't pay high salaries for players. We understand that. But when you have time and time again one of these fucking organizations coming out and just shitting the bed when it comes to longevity, like, what the fuck are we doing? Also, Honcho, I'm sorry I didn't say this earlier, but thank you for the 9-month resub. You get a woo! Greatly appreciated. Also, Knuckles, welcome back as well. So I want to throw Luminosity out there. Another one in their own shittiness I want to throw out there is Fnatic. I've said it countless times on this fucking show, but the way that they went about being introduced in the HCS partnership program at the beginning of Halo Infinite's tenure, to then not have a team compete at Raleigh, the first event of the fucking year. You are a partnered team, and you do not have a fucking roster playing at the first event of the year. What's up, Hawkeye? Welcome back. And then on top of that, you have either their owner or their coach or whomever on a fucking on the screens during the broadcast stating that they believe they can field a team of top free agents. And I'm sitting there in the crowd audibly laughing out loud because all of the top free agents had already been picked up. You fucking morons. So yeah, in terms of their own shittiness, Fnatic gets thrown in there too. It's just fucking insane. It's insane. Also, Beth, you had talked about the jersey thing, buying a denial jersey before all the crap came out. Yeah, they can be thrown into the shitty space as well. Just, oh man. It's just unfortunate. Just stupid and unfortunate. All right, another one that I want to throw out there in terms of the shittiness, but this is more from an event operations standpoint and not necessarily from like a paying the roster standpoint. But I got to throw FaZe in there. Believe it or not. And that's mainly due to the timing of their majors and the lack of consistent communication regarding their majors. It was an absolute shit show for the past 2 years. An absolute shit show. So I gotta throw them in there as well. Yeah, it's just, it fucking sucks. All right. We talked about the really bad. We talked about the shitty in their own kind of way. Now I want to talk about the good. And there are a few clear standouts here, and maybe a couple that I'm going to throw out there that you'd be like, oh, because their team wasn't great, but the organization as a whole felt like they were doing some decent things. And actually, let's start with that. This one might feel like a little bit of a curveball, but hear me out. I want to shout Complexity out. Because even though they never had a championship contending team, and again, this is no slight to the players. Like, it is what it is at the end of the day. You just look at the results and they kind of speak for themselves. But even though that was the case, they never faltered within the scene. They would always be putting on some type of an online event during the year. They were a big advocate for women in the space as well. The fact that I mean they would pay their players every single year that they had a roster, at least because we haven't heard anything otherwise, which is great. It really felt like, and I use this phrase a lot, and I mean it. It felt like they gave a shit. That even if their team wasn't performing the way that they would like them to, and the players would like them to, obviously, the players want to play their best, the organization felt like they never really faltered. It always felt like they were doing their best to do the best for the scene. I guess my only other criticism is that I wish they had more booth presence at events. I really did. And I know that there's a lot of uncertainty with Complexity as an esports organization right now. Actually, hold on. Yeah, I'll leave it at that. I believe that there's still some uncertainty with the organization as a whole, but just the fact that they kept with it every single year that they were in the esport, they get in the partnership program as well. They're throwing on these online events. They're a big advocate for others in the scene, in the community. And it feels like they paid their players and they stuck with it. To me, at least it feels like they gave a shit. And so, yeah, my only other real criticism would have been I wish they had more booth presence. I really do. Because one of my biggest things that I talk about all the time is, and I know it costs money to run the booth. I know it costs money to ship merch over. Like, I get it. But you can make more fans by having things readily available, having things easily available. And it also allows you to do things like Shopify have done, like Optic have done, like Sentinels have done, like FaZe has done with meet and greets. And it really allows your players to meet those fans and make new fans. So that'd be the main criticism I have for them, but they've done a great job being within the scene. So I got to give a shout out to Complexity. Another one I got to give a shout out here, I think is obvious. I got the two really big ones here, right? The two really big ones. We'll start with Shopify. Yo, Knuckles, thank you so much for the 500 bits, man. Really appreciate you, sir. Thank you so much. Greatly appreciated. Far too kind. And thank you for not doing that combo shit. You know what I mean? But I want to start with Shopify. And with Shopify Rebellion, you've heard this from Nick, Best Man, their coach. You've heard this from the folks within the organization. You've heard this from the players, so on and so forth. Talk about another org that actually gives a shit. Gives a shit about their players, gives a shit about the scene, gives a shit about the community. Again, one of the things that I'll never forget, and I know it was recent, I know it was very, very recent, but again, this will stick with me forever, and I mean this, is the fact that every year, even going back to Halo 5, every year, the team that won the world championship, it was a big, like, fucking celebration, confetti everywhere, everybody funnel out of the event, and that's it. Like, that's what it was. Every single year. But Shopify, this year, did things ever so slightly differently that'll stick with me forever. And what they did was, at the end of the event, once they were all done on the stage and they were meeting people and signing things and taking pictures and all that stuff, they were doing the thing. Once that was done, they're like, hey, what if we just did another meet and greet, but we did it at where the check-in is for the event. And so while everyone was funneling out, they had another opportunity to meet the players, to get something signed, to say congratulations, to have a little conversation with them, to just really cap off the weekend. And it was just a really, really cool moment. Like to have them go out of their way to just set up a couple tables and be like, hey, we're just going to fucking do this. Yes, we'll have time to celebrate later and it'll be great. And don't get me wrong, but like to have all the players there, to have best man there, and just, it was really cool. I've never seen anything like that before. And it was such a small thing. It was just such a small thing that went such a long fucking way. What's up, Spring? Welcome back. But it's those things that really stick out to me. It's those things that'll stay with me forever. Those little acts of generosity, like as a spectator, as a fan, right? Because one of the things that we talk about all the time is when you're at an event as a spectator, as a fan, if you see a player, if you see a member of the talent, if you see it like a content creator that you enjoy, go say hi. Like if they're not busy and they're not in the middle of something, right? They're not like fucking rushing to get somewhere or in the bathroom or whatever, then just go up and say hi. But at the end of the event, or when a team is competing late into the weekend, it's really hard to get one of those players and pull them aside and just say hi or say thank you for everything or like good luck or whatever. It's hard. And not only for that to happen in a more official capacity with that meet and greet, but also for it to be the team that won. They literally went from winning the world championship, taking pictures and signing things and saying hi to people on the stage, to then immediately go right there and do another meet and greet for everybody else. And I know I keep harping on it, but it really was something that I hadn't seen before. So I got to give an extra special shout out to Shopify there. And then on top of that, they took things a step further with their booths. Grog really was cooking with it this year, Ghost. He really was. But that's the thing. Like, they killed it with their booths at events as well. They were given the opportunity to have one at Worlds last year. It was incredible. Everyone was flocking to it. And they took it even a step further this year, where they recreated streets. They recreated the map Streets. And it was awesome. It was really fucking cool. Again, you talk about an organization that really felt like they gave a shit. They wanted to build the best team they could, and goddamn they did. They wanted to be a great representation of esports in the HCS, and they were. And they are. I can't say they were. They still are. They're going to be continuing to carry that torch into the next year. They signed their team through 26. They signed their roster through 2026, not knowing what's coming after the fact. But they did that. That's fucking insane. So Shopify Rebellion, one of the great ones. Just one of the fucking great ones. And then the other obvious organization I want to talk about in terms of greatness within the HCS and what they've done for their players, what they've done for this community, what they've done for the scene, everything is, of course, Space Station Gaming. Space Station were one of the, this is going to sound weird, and I want you to hear me out. Space Station Gaming were one of the first esports organizations to give us a shot, if that makes sense. Not in any type of official capacity, but just in the way that they were interacting with us, interacting with the show, interacting with the community. And that means more than more than you or more than they could ever imagine. So much so to the point that at Worlds this year, Pookie, who we've had on the show for an interview, as a matter of fact, making an effort to talk to him at every event we go to. And it was even more emphasized this year because this was the last Infinite event. We don't know the next time we're going to be able to see him and them and everything, but made it an emphasis to have a chat with him and heap my praises onto him and to Space Station as a whole, because I think they've earned and deserved it. Again, it really comes down to everything that they've done year over year over year for Halo Esports as a whole. Where you talk about a team, not just the players, obviously, but like the team that runs the organization. You want to talk about a team that just oozes passion like none other. Where everything they do, they pour their heart and their soul into every little aspect of that thing. It's why they had a fucking online event. They had an online event where they did these like little machinima-esque commercials that they would run during the break times. It was a winter event. I'm forgetting the exact name of it. Chat, you'll probably know. But that was an online event. That was strictly an online event. Juan says the Spartan snow down. Thank you very much, Juan. But like that, what's up, Frag? Welcome back. But that's just it. Like that was a purely online event. And they're like, let's fucking go all out with this production for people watching at home. Let's do this goofy shit. Let's make these little skits and these little sketches and whatnot. Make it cool. And they did. And it was new and it was different. It was fresh. It was vibey as fuck. And it was passionate. And then you take things a step further and you look at their global invitational that they were able to host. And you're like, okay, SSG putting on a global invitational. This isn't a major. Let's see what they can do. Who knows what's going to really happen here? And they come out the gates. And they looked, and I know I'm gonna put like this. They did not say any of this. I'm just like, if I were in their minds, like this is what I would be saying. They would look at it and be like, esports arena, we don't fucking need to own shit. We're going to put on one of the greatest events that we've ever had in Halo Esports. And it was a global invitational. It wasn't even a major. They get to do things in Salt Lake City. They get to do things their own way. And again, every single one of the members of that organization poured their hearts and their souls into that event to make it truly fucking special, not just for those at home, but especially for those that were attending in person. So we got the global invitational, and then you're thinking to yourself, okay, well, you got to give them a major, right? You got to let them fucking do a major. And so that next year they did. That next year they fucking did. And not only did they run a major, they put on the best event, I believe, of the Infinite era, which was SLC 2024. I truly believe that from obviously gameplay got better as the years went on, like don't get me wrong, but from a spectator standpoint from a fan and spectator standpoint from being at the event, I truly believe that SLC 2024 was the best event of the Infinite era. And you look at that and you're like, again, and I've said it time and time again, they poured everything they had into that event. They worked sleepless nights. They built everything. They fucking brought their all. Was SLC 2025 a letdown in comparison to that? Yes. I believe that SLC 2025 was in fact a sizable letdown from 2024's comparison. But 2025's SLC was still better than the majority of majors that we've had in Infinite's tenure. Like, I want to make sure that is understood, because probably during my post show of SLC 25, I may have sounded pretty down on it, because my expectations were up here from 2024 and it didn't reach those expectations. But looking back at it, right? SLC 2025 was still leaps and bounds better than the majority of majors that we've had in all of Infinite's tenure. And I stand by that. I don't think anything will eclipse SLC 24. And yes, Worlds were great. Worlds every year was great. Don't get me wrong. But like in terms of a major event, SLC 24 was easily the best we've had. Joel, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the live show. So SSG have just been, they've just been consistently doing things incredibly well year over year over year. What's up, Tyler? Welcome back. Where they pour all of their creativity, all of their passion, all of their love, all of their heart into every fucking thing that they do. Every single thing that they do. It feels like they just leave it all out on the table. They hold nothing back. And I think it's a testament to the people that work at that organization. I think it's a testament to that organization. I think it's a testament to those in the leadership positions of that organization. So, yeah, I gotta give an extra special shout out over to Space Station Gaming. Don't forget the hoodies. Oh yeah, it's like I'm wearing one right now. Also, that was not intentional, by the way. I just literally went in the closet, grabbed one, put it on because it gets a little chilly in this room. During the winter, it gets chilly in this room, and it's cold outside right now. So, otherwise, it's a hot box because of the electronics. But yeah. Can I just say that I still wish that Stellar and Lucid would have worked on SSG? Dumpy, welcome back, by the way. I think a lot of people wish that would have worked out. But Josh, they didn't give you your footy pajamas? Dead lie. They haven't given me my footy pajamas yet. They haven't given me my footy pajamas yet. They said that they will come at some point. I've been told multiple times in person that they will come out at some point. So I'm holding them to that. Trust me. Because if they never come out with footy pajamas, they go to the shit list very quickly. Very fucking quickly. You're that SSG, you're on thin ice. You're on thin fucking ice. I want my footy pajamas. All that good work down the drain. Yup, I'm telling you, man, it goes by real quick. Oh, man. Oh, and then, yes, like you guys in chat are talking about the hoodies, the merch in general, just everything. And again, that goes to Shopify as well. Like Shopify have been killing it on the merch side as well. And the other thing I want to give a shout out is the prices. That their prices are not fucking astronomical like an Optic or a FaZe. It's just they give a shit. They actually give a shit. And this is going to sound really stupid too, but here's another thing for you in terms of merch. Another thing that sets SSG apart in the merch game, and there's a reason why I've said it year in, year out, that SSG have the best merch in the game, is that their tie-dye hoodies, Like they've done them for Halloweens. The purple one and the green one. They are hand dyed. Like they are hand tie-dyed. Okay? They are all tie-dyed by hand. So they're all different. Like none of them are the exact same. They're all a little different. And the fucking funniest thing and the coolest thing was, so when we had Linnea, and she's 6 going on 7, fucking shut up about the meme shit. When Linnea was born, we strictly only used like the free and clear detergents for like washing clothes and whatnot, because we never knew if she was going to have like a reaction to any detergents that had like perfumes or dyes or whatever in it. And so we just stayed away from them just in case. And we've reintroduced over the years, right? So now we use the free and clear every now and again, but now we use like normal scented detergents. The reason why I bring that up is because those tie-dye hoodies, the fact that they're all hand tie-dyed, I ordered one of the ones, the purple and black one, right, from Halloween either last year. I think it was last year. And it got in the mail. I opened up the package and immediately I get that like scented detergent smell. They fucking washed them beforehand. They tie-dyed them and did the first wash as you're supposed to do with tie-dyed garments. They tie-dyed them by hand and then washed it first before sending it out. I'm like, what the fuck? This is amazing. It was a very small gesture, but it's those things that really stick the fuck out. So I gotta give a fucking shout out. I gotta give a shout out. That Hunter camouflage for Champ Sunday was pretty whack though. They flew too close to the sun with that one. I didn't like their camouflage line. I didn't buy any of it. I know a lot of people were excited about that. I know Brevin Diode was really excited about it. That is not my jam. Was not my jam. I will say though, I'm still fucking pissed at them. That World's jersey, the purple one, the purple and green one, where they had hoodies specifically made for the players on that team, but they never released the hoodies to be purchased by fans. Release the fucking hoodie, guys! Go into the fucking vault, pluck it out, and sell that shit! Footy pajamas? Release the hoodie. We've been saying this shit for years. Do it. Please. Please. Also, Tyler, I saw your question earlier in the chat. I never answered it. You said beans or no beans in the chili. I'm a beans guy. I like a chili with beans in it. I feel like it's not really a chili. I know there's beanless chili. I get it, but like in me personally, I feel like it's not really a chili unless it has beans. It's got to have the beans. What if they release that jersey as a footy pajamas? Oh, I'd be down. You know what they should just do? They should go into the vault and they should just make it a 3-pack. You get the jersey, you get the hoodie, and you get the footy pajamas. All in one. Guys, I'm free marketing over here. I wear your fucking merch all the goddamn time. It's free real estate. Beth says, agree. I only want no beans if it's going on a hot dog, Frito pie, etc. Otherwise, beans. Beth, I'm with you. I'm with you. A chili dog, like a chili dog, no beans. That's fine. Chili dog, no beans. That's fine. I have that champion one unopened. My only issue, and I love this hoodie. Like, I love the design of it. I fucking love this hoodie. My only fucking, the thing that grinds my gears about this hoodie is that the champion ones specifically, we have the tie-dye ones on our shop. I'll be the first to admit this. The champion ones, like this one, the tie-dye ones on our shop, they don't stay soft. Like, they don't stay soft as long as you'd want them to. Like this one, and I know I could use a fucking fabric softener, but I've never used fabric softener in my life. I've never felt like I needed to. But like, it just feels so rigid to wear. Like, it's not as free flowing as when you first take it out of the package. So I know that there are things that I can do to mitigate this situation, but like, it's a lot of this is self-inflicted, but I do believe it's a lot of the part of the material that's used. So just a heads up. If you're ever going to buy one of the tie-dye hoodies on our store, just be aware of that. I'll be the first to admit it. I like the hoodie. It stands up very well. Don't get me wrong. It's just, unless you're going to be using a fabric softener or whatnot, then I don't like how rigid they feel. But I do, like, this hoodie is still one of my favorites. I still wear this one very consistently. So that's where I'll put it. That's where I'll put that. So yeah, we've had a lot of shit. Like, we've had a lot of very bad organizations. We've had a lot of shit organizations, a lot of which there's still, I'm guaranteed, right? I am guaranteed that there are a lot of other organizations out there that are currently in similar situations as a G1, a Z10, a Denial, stuff like that. But their stories have just not been told yet. Like, the players or the staff just have not told their stories yet. I'm guaranteed. Because this shit never ends. It never fucking ends. There will always be a bad egg. There will always be bad seeds. Always. And I don't know if and when things will ever change, but I'm going to give the same advice I've given over the years, is that get everything in writing. If you are a player, if you are a staff member, get everything in writing. Because that's the only thing that's going to save you in the end. Don't do any of this he said, she said bullshit. Shout out Limp Bizkit. But like, don't get into any of that. Get it in writing. And best of luck to you. That goes with any organization. Like, any organization that you're looking to partner with, that you may become a content creator for, a player for, an ambassador for, whatever it is. Get it in writing. So that's where I'll leave that. But on top of it, we've also had so many great organizations step in and really feel like torchbearers for the scene. And somebody may go back and listen to this or watch this and be like, Josh, why didn't you mention Optic? Why didn't you mention FaZe in terms of good? Because Optic and FaZe have both done good for the scene. Sentinels at times have done good for the scene as well. Like FaZe, one of the big things that stand out for me with FaZe is the Kason Showdown, right? A preseason LAN event hosted by FaZe Kason, getting arguably the top 4 teams at the time on a LAN environment before the season officially kicked off, bring some hype around it, put some money on the line, get to see these teams on LAN for the first time. Really fucking cool thing to see. And if Kason was running the FaZe organization as a whole, then maybe I'd put them in a better limelight. But I don't think he is. But he's done a lot of good. That man has done a lot of good. And then in terms of Optic, they have one of the greatest fan bases in all of esports. And we know that Hex pays his players, which is great. But the thing that irks me about Optic is what feels to be kind of like an out of touch, like a layer of like being out of touch with the fans and the community at events, where their complete lack of booth presence, their overpricing of items. This is going to sound very nitpicky, but hear me out. The fact that they charge for stickers. Again, it seems like a very small thing, but as a fan, as somebody who is a major fan of stickers, as somebody who is a fan of, I mean, it's free advertisement at the end of the day, and I don't even give a shit about advertisement. I want people to get something for coming up and saying hi. I want people to get something to remember the event by. And if that something can be as little as a sticker, then fuck yeah, it's the least that I can do. It's the least that Space Station can do. It's the least that Shopify can do. It's the least that Sentinels can do. Like, that's the crazy thing. One of the things I look forward to every event is going up to these booths and be like, I know, like, it's going to sound weird being like, oh, they're freebies, whatever. But no, it's cool. Like, when Sentinels came out with their HCS branded gear, where they had the fucking energy sword in the shape of their logo, and it was one of the best fucking things they've done. And they had the free stickers of that at their booth. You could just walk up, get a G Fuel packet, grab some stickers, be like, oh man, this is so fucking cool. I remember the event I got this, but I'm going to put this shit on my laptop. And oh, look, it's right fucking there on the laptop. It's still there. Like that. It's little things like that. And Optic never did that. Obviously Optic has a massive fan base, and I know their fans care a lot, and they're deeply devoted, and they dye their hair, and they do the face paint, and they do the signs, and they get the front row, and they're fucking screaming on the teams and making chants and shit, and that's awesome. But I feel like the organization isn't doing enough for you as the fan. I don't. Where I feel like other organizations have really stepped up and are doing more for the fan experience for their community. Where Space Station will throw community events at GameWorks in Seattle. They're not based in Seattle. They're just doing it for the love of the fucking game. If you're a person within the first group of individuals showing up, you get a free fucking game card. Are Optic doing anything like that? At their own fucking event in Arlington? Year over year? No. They're never doing anything like that. Again, it's those types of things. Like, I get it. Optic has a massive fucking fan base and they go all out, but I feel like your organization is not doing enough for you as a fan. Guess they sure as hell aren't doing enough for me as a spectator. So, well, again, I respect Optic from the standpoint of having a devoted and massive fan base and being an organization that really does pay their players. It looks as though. And I respect the fuck out of that. That's great. But that's also bare minimum shit. You know what I mean? That's also kind of bare minimum shit. What are you doing outside of the bare minimum to really make your presence known and to make your fan base excited and to bring new fans into the fold other than just being your name? And I feel like Optic aren't doing that. Gray says, Worlds was my first event and I got some merch from every booth. Really sad to be missing Optic stuff considering how big they are. That's great. Thank you, man. That's literally it. That's what I've been chirping for the whole fucking time. So we've been chirping for the past fucking 5 years of this goddamn title. If you have a booth at an event, people will buy your shit. It's that dead simple. And again, I said it earlier. I know that having a booth costs money. I know that it costs money to have your items there. Quadrant had a booth at Worlds one year. Quadrant! The EU-based organization had a fucking booth, but Optic can't be... Jesus Christ, man. That's insane to me. That is in-fucking-sane to me. That Quadrant, an EU-based organization where they have to pay a fucking arm and a leg to bring merchandise into the venue and have a booth there, is able to have one. But you, one of the largest esports organizations in North America, can't get your fucking dick out of your hand to do it too. Like, that's crazy to me. That's crazy to me. So that's why they're not necessarily included in like the top of the top. That's why I don't hold Optic in the same light as I do a Shopify, a Space Station Gaming, a Complexity, for fuck's sake. So that's all. That's all. That's what I got. That's what I got. Just can't get their dicks out of their hands. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. I'm glad you enjoyed that. I'm glad you enjoyed that. All right. All right. So yeah, Rasta, thank you so much for providing that topic suggestion. And again, if anybody else has a topic they would like to suggest for the show, please do so in the Discord. Absolutely free. Nothing, like no need to fucking do any bullshit to sign up and whatnot. Join the Discord, ! Discord in the chat, and add your topic suggestion within the topic suggestions channel. And yeah, maybe it'll be on a future episode of the show. And shout out to all the good ones out there, man. Shout out to all the good and great organizations out there. Because while I do my best to give you the praise that I'm able to, like, anytime I'm able to give you that praise in person, I'm going to take that opportunity. And also to everybody out there who listens or watches the show, if you ever have an opportunity to, again, if you ever have an opportunity to go to an event, I don't care what size, if you ever have the opportunity to go to an event, obviously do so. Please do so, because there's nothing else like it. But also make it an opportunity to go talk to folks that work for these organizations, the players, the staff, the talent, whatever it is. Go make sure to say something to these individuals and show them your appreciation for what they do and what they've done, because a lot of them really are the unsung heroes of our scene, where they do so much work behind the scenes that you don't really get to see, or maybe you only get to see the fruits of their labor, but you don't understand the time and the dedication and the heart that they've been pouring into this. So please, if you're at an event, go say something to them, go say hello, go give them their praise. And yeah, because I feel like they don't get it enough. That's it for the topic. Time for some regular news. Halo Headhunters by Halo Studios. Go check that out. It's a new little audio thingy-majiggy that they put out. Next up, Halo Edge of Dawn, Chapter 1 preview, audio excerpt by Halo Studios. The really cool thing that they're doing with this audiobook, that Justin, if you're still here, if Pancakes was here, he'd be getting he'd probably love this shit too. This isn't a one narrator audiobook. They're having multiple individuals as part of this audiobook when it actually releases. And I will tell you who they are because it's in the description here. We have Nicholas Roy, Jen Taylor, Steve Downs, and Deborah Wilson. Okay, so it's being narrated by 4 individuals, 2 of which are Cortana and Master Chief, which is very fucking cool. So it's not just a one narrator novel, which is very, very cool. But yeah, the Chapter 1 preview, it's available right now. You can go check that out if you're any at all interested in the Halo books. Now, if you're any at all interested in the Halo soundtracks, well, I have something else for you too. Halo soundtracks are now on Bandcamp. This is by Halo Studios, and they state, "We know the missions change, and your next mission, press play. Halo's legendary soundtracks have arrived on Bandcamp, including the Bandcamp exclusive Halo Infinite Road to Zeta. Grab your headphones and relive every epic adventure today." The link is in the Google Doc of the show notes of the show, ! Show notes in the chat. And the final piece of regular news here, we got to talk about Halo Fest tickets. We have our Tashi's Tantalizing Tidbits section here. Halo Fest tickets Q&A is what I'm calling this. And first, I got to say this because I felt like this was directed at me. Obviously others provided the same viewpoint, but when I read this statement, it really felt like it was directed at me. So Tashi put out a tweet. He put out a quote tweet of the HCS tweet regarding the ticket prices. And Tashi stated, "Thanks for telling us we totally missed by not having prices available in the blog. We were originally going to wait until the Tixer page was live because folks could see the Benaroya seating map, select their seats, and see the pricing based on which seat and overall was just a better experience, but still needs time to finish building out." Speaking of which, I went and checked out the Tixer page today, today being Monday, December 8th, and the Tixer page is still not up for Halo Fest. So I believe as of recording this right now, the Tixer page is still not up. Clearly, we should have just included yesterday, so thanks for the feedback. You're welcome, Tashi. Yeah. Fuck. Also, I want to add this. Here's another piece of feedback. Because what I'm about to read through are all replies that Tashi provided to comments that were provided on his tweet. Okay, so these are all Tashi's replies to his tweet. So, my other piece of feedback would be, when you're building the article out, have these questions answered beforehand. And I know you can't answer everything right away. I know sometimes you're not going to know what people are going to ask. I get it. But a lot of these things are very surface level. These should have been included immediately. Whether or not, because every major, I know it was very copy paste, but every fucking major Waypoint article for each major had a Q&A at the bottom. Fucking do that again. You could just have a Q&A section at the bottom for you would think these are going to be frequently asked questions. Just include them. Have them at the time of when the article is being released. You can mitigate all this fucking back and forth, all this confusion. What are we doing? This has been an issue for years. And it's such a fucking roller coaster. It's such an ebb and flow. You think that one time, we have a great string of communication flow thing. We're really, it seems like they're really locked in. They're responding to people. We have everything ahead of time. This is great. And then you have another period of time where we just get fucked over. There's no information whatsoever. Hey, what the fuck is happening? Oh, it's coming soon. Hey, it's soon. Why isn't it here? Oh, well, it's coming more soon, but later. Well, but now you said later, but soon. When soon is later? What are we doing? Q&A. Ash, shout out Ashman, stated, "Do you know what the ticket limit is per transaction for groups of friends that want to sit together? Oh, it'd be great if this information was included in the Waypoint article when it was released, but alas, here we are." Tashi replied with 4 for the concert, 8 for the convention. Okay? So if you just want to go to the concert, you can purchase a maximum of 4 tickets. If you want to go to just the convention, you can purchase a maximum of 8 tickets in one transaction. Cool? Kid Skull asked, "Is it possible to give a rough price estimate on Benaroya seats? The difference from front to back to balcony?" Again, this would be so fucking great if a simple statement was included in the fucking Waypoint article before it released. But hey, here we are. Tashi said, "It's pretty complex and way easier when you're in the tool picking seats. There are different quantities for different sections. It starts at $75 and the best seats in the house hit $225. So man, wouldn't it have been crazy if there was just a simple fucking bullet point that stated seats range in price from $75 to $225 for best in-house?" Wow! What a crazy concept! Callie asks, "Is there an estimated runtime for this show?" Oh, wouldn't that be great to know ahead of time in the Waypoint article when you're talking about the fucking tickets for the concert? Tashi said around 2 hours. Wow. That was hard. And then finally, and here's the kicker. Here's the kicker. Tashi, this was in a reply to a different tweet, but the tweet wasn't really relevant, so I just included the reply and then we'll go from here. Halo Fest has 2 separate tickets for 2 separate venues. And we wanted a unified VIP group and experience across both so that we could deliver the best experience for the group. In that way, we are solving for a different thing than typically with the Halo World Championship and the HCS. That is very important because of the following. Sal asks, so when you buy VIP for the convention, what do you get VIP-wise for the concert? Tashi stated, well, you're not buying VIP for just the convention. You're buying for all of Halo Fest, which is concert and convention. We're still working out all of the details, but fans can get early entry, an exclusive gift bag, exclusive meet and greets, and a lot more. We really want to do more for our VIPs than we have in the past at Halo World Championship, for example. Okay. Like what? Okay. Tashi, I respect the fuck out of you. Always have. Like I think a lot of people dunk on you for no good reason. Let me say that first. Before I state, why in the fuck are you not providing all the details for what is being included within a $250 VIP add-on before the tickets go on sale? Now, at the time of recording this is being recorded. It is currently 8:38 p.m. Central Time on Monday, December 8th. There are still less than 48 hours before the Halo Fest tickets go on sale. So technically speaking, from the time of now until tickets go on sale, there could be a tweet or something that gets posted that details everything you get with VIP for Halo Fest. That could still happen. But the fact of the matter is, tickets go on sale in less than 48 hours, and that information is not readily available right fucking now. It wasn't readily available when the Halo Waypoint article came out. It wasn't readily available when you apologized for the information for the ticket pricing not being included within the Waypoint article came out a day later. It's still not there. You are asking people to pay $250 for an add-on for VIP, and we don't know what's included, and tickets go on sale in less than 2 days. Come on. Do I think it's great that you are selling tickets well in advance of the event? Yes, because it gives people a lot more time to solidify travel, to make sure their flights are in order, to make sure their lodging is in order, to get their tickets purchased well in advance so they don't have to worry about it being an extra charge later on down the line. That's great. Trust me, I truly believe that. That is genuinely a great fucking thing. But you had a prime opportunity here to do, again, the bare fucking minimum. If you were asking people to pay $250 for a VIP add-on that you state is in very limited quantities, and you say we really want to do more for our VIPs than we have in the past at Halo World Championship, for example, then what the fuck? Why can't you just say what it is? Why can't you just say what the fuck it is? This should have been solidified before the article was created. This should have been solidified before ticket prices were announced. For all I know, you do have it solidified, but you just haven't announced it yet. Or, God forbid, you don't have it solidified yet. But that's the problem. You're putting that thought into our heads as to what the fuck could possibly be happening. And I don't like that thought. So please, you're asking people to pay $250 for an add-on and they don't know what's included in it. That's crazy. So what I'm hoping for, what I am genuinely hoping for is I'll be able to potentially eat some of my words tomorrow, and there's a fucking tweet that goes out at noon Central tomorrow saying, hey, here's everything that is included within the VIP for Halo Fest. Bullet point, whatever. That's what I'm hoping for. I'm hoping that happens tomorrow. God forbid it happens. God forbid it happens the day the tickets go on sale, and or it doesn't happen at all. Like we go, I can't, we go from having an incredible announcement take place at Worlds where Tashi's up at the desk and they do the Halo Fest announcement, and it's going to be all these different components in one. And there's going to be an invitational there. Halo Esports is going to be back in an official capacity for that event. Tickets are going to go on sale later. Get fucking excited. And then Tashi comes out and he's like, hey, we're going to do a monthly blog series like we did the Road to the Halo World Championship. I love that. It's more communication. I fucking love that. Something I've been asking for forever. And the very first article we get completely drops the ball, where you have an article that is strictly talking about ticketing for the fucking event, and you can't even include the prices for the tickets in the article. And then to top it all off, you can't even explain what is included in the $250 VIP add-on. The Tixer site is still not live right now for Halo Fest, so you can't see where seats are located in Benaroya Hall. Like, I understand you had a date set in place that tickets were going to go on sale December 10th at 10 a.m. Pacific. But guys, I'm going to give you a heads up on something. And I know that Halo Studios is owned by Microsoft and blah, 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 but I'm going to give you a heads up. Dates can change. Things can get shifted. Why? Like, okay, I don't know what was being discussed behind closed doors. I'm never part of those conversations. I never asked to be part of those conversations. That's not me. I'm not a Halo Studios employee. But I'm curious if anyone has just brought up, like, hey, can't we just postpone tickets going on sale for a week and just iron everything out and make all these announcements ahead of time so folks know what they're going to be paying for, and have the Tixer page available ahead of time so they can see where seats are and how much they're going to be so they can plan things out more accordingly? Can we just delay it a week? Just come out and be like, hey, we're still having some difficulty getting the Tixer page signed up. We're gonna postpone ticket sales for a week. We want to make sure everything runs as smoothly as possible for you as the user. We believe this is the best way to do that. There, I just wrote your PR statement for you. What are we doing? What the fuck are we doing? But guys, I'm not even done yet. Like, that's not even it. That's not even it. Because it continues. So Sal asks one more question. Can fans buy a convention general pass and upgrade to VIP? Or must they also get a concert ticket to be able to upgrade to VIP? Huh. Tashi replied. He said, the concert is required. All VIPs must be convention and concert and convention ticket holders. So, on the Tixer page, this is what he said. On the Tixer page, when you go to purchase VIP, you must have both a concert ticket and a convention ticket in your cart in order for the VIP add-on to become available. The VIP add-on will not become available unless you have both a concert ticket and a convention ticket in your cart. But you know what? That would have been great information to include in the Waypoint article. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to look at the Waypoint article right now. I'm going to look at the Waypoint article right now. And guess what? None of the answers to those questions are included in the article right now. None of them. Which means the only way you're going to know about that shit that we just talked about would be either from Twitter, this show, or wherever the fuck else it was posted. Like cross-posted, I guess you could say. Because God forbid your source of truth, that Waypoint article, have this very fucking basic ass information related to the event that they're putting on. Specifically regarding tickets. Tetre, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the live show. But yeah, Xerxes. And again, I want to make sure this is understood. You are not purchasing a VIP ticket. You are purchasing a VIP add-on to your existing tickets. So in order to purchase the VIP add-on, you must have a concert and a convention ticket in your cart. God. It never ends, man. Communication struggles just never fucking ends. And if there's a point in time where you don't have all the information, then just delay it. Wait until you have all the information available. John asks, we getting VIP, Josh? I'm heavily debating. I'm curious on what that and more means. Exclusive meet and greet, I really don't care. Like that, I mean, no offense to those that like, it's just not for me. I've done meet and greets before. It's cool, but like, it's not. It's like the studio tour, right? Or not studio. It's like the production tour at majors. I've done it a couple times. It was cool. It was the same those couple times. I'm like, okay, I don't need to do this again. I'll accept the other perks. But like, what is the and more? Why can't we share that information? What is that? What am I getting with this $250? Oh, I'm getting early access. Like I get early entry into the concert that I have assigned seating for. Yipty fucking doodah. I don't fucking care. Like, we get a goodie bag. Okay, what's included in the goodie bag? Is it stuff I already own because I've purchased previously? What is this and more? What is VIP including? You're asking people to pay $250. in this economy. And we don't even know everything that's included. Callie, I got to give a shout to Ranger Callie because she brought up a good point that I think is being lost in translation here too, because if you just want to attend the concert, or you just want to attend the convention, or you just want to attend both at their bare minimum, $60 for a 2-day convention and everything is included there, like entry to everything is included there, very cool. $75 for a 2-hour-long orchestral concert with assigned seating and everything, and that's your baseline. The baseline is $75. That's not a bad price either. So like you're looking at less than $150 to attend both the concert and the convention for the entire weekend. Obviously, it's not including VIP, but like as a baseline price, that's not that bad. That's great. I appreciate that. But the fact that you're asking people to pay $250 for a VIP add-on where you need to have both a concert and a convention ticket purchased, even if you don't plan on attending the concert or you don't plan on attending the convention, whatever, you need to have purchased both in order to purchase the add-on, and we don't know everything that's in the add-on. That's fucking insane. And that shouldn't be allowed whatsoever. When you brought the Waypoint article out, and I know it feels like I'm singling out Tashi here, I'm talking to the entire studio. Everybody that's in charge of heading this up. If you were putting out an article, if you were putting out statements related to this event in regards to ticketing, and you don't have all the information available when you put that out, that's unacceptable. So I would hope that they take this as a learning opportunity, and whatever future articles come out or whatever future statements come out, they actually have everything ready to go before they put it out there. And I know you can make the joke, oh, they're never going to do that, but like I want them to take this as a learning opportunity. I really do. I like when I say nice things. I don't like dunking on them the entire time, but this shit's stupid. Like, what are we doing? Fucking Danny. Gucci gang, Gucci gang, Gucci gang, Gucci gang. Welcome back, man. Good to see you. It's just stupid. It's just stupid. So again, for the new folks that may have just joined up, let's do a recap here. If you were just attending the concert, you can purchase up to 4 tickets in one transaction. If you were just attending the convention, you can purchase up to 8 tickets for the transaction. Your price estimates on Benaroya seats for the concert. Starting at $75, best seats in the house hit $225. Yeah, you did, Danny. You missed a Josh rant. Estimated runtime for the concert's around 2 hours. And finally, if you want to purchase the VIP add-on, you must also purchase a concert ticket and a convention ticket. You will not be able to purchase a VIP add-on unless you have both a concert and convention ticket purchased. Okay? That's it for the regular news, and I wish I was ending on a fucking higher note. Go Games Watch! Couple rosters here for you. The Optic Huntsman, the Optic Challengers team, is official and does in fact include Renegade, Niam, 8 Kips, and Rispy. And then from Renegade, he states, closing one chapter and opening another. Excited to play with these guys and have the opportunity to chase my dream. So Renegade, best of luck to you. I know in the first Challengers Cup, things did not go so well. So that's unfortunate, but hey, live and learn. Good luck in the next one. And then also Cabal Noir. This includes Crow and then 3 Halo individuals, Mental, Precision, and Yaxon. Going to be playing in COD Challengers as well. They got top 16 in the first Challengers Cup, which isn't too shabby for his first cup. I agree, but again, it's top 16 when we have a player in Halo who's been consistently fighting for first. And I know not every Halo player is going to be making that transition perfectly, but regardless, I know he wants more than top 16. Also, folks in chat, you guys probably know more than I do. I know that Boo Boo and company are playing in Challengers as well. I know they got DQ'd because of some Activision ID issues. But if anybody has the name of that team, please let me know. I do not have the name of that team, so I apologize. But that's it for Color Games Watch. Let's get into some shoutouts. Happy belated birthday to Blank Slate of Halo Respawn. Happy belated birthday to you, sir. What happened with the ID? They like during sign up or something, they weren't, I don't know if they were like playing under incorrect IDs or they weren't validated or whatever it was, but like, yeah, they got DQ'd because of that. I think if you look at it, like if you go to Boo Boo Doo Boo's Twitter, he might have more context to provide Xerxes. I'm pretty sure. Happy birthday today. It's a Halo Infinite. As a matter of fact, it is Halo Infinite's birthday. Happy birthday to the game that happy birthday to the Halo game that provided some of the greatest Halo competition we've ever seen. And I would argue the best competition we've ever seen. Shout out to everyone who joined in the 8s. I know that I saw Tyler and fucking Diode and whatnot just fucking screaming to get folks the other night. But hey, they did get folks. They were running very late. And just, again, just really cool to see the 8s going on, especially during this downtime in the scene and whatnot. Just having folks come together, play some friendly 8 series is just really cool to see. So shout out to you guys, everybody that joined in the 8s. And then shout out to everyone who followed and subbed during the live show. That includes, we have Mr. Head Honcho with the 9-month resub. Thank you so much. Knuckles with the 500 bits. Thank you. Joe Will and Tetra, thank you for the follows. Greatly appreciated. You all get a woo! Beth says we did, and we played until like 4 a.m. my time. That's fucking insane. Hey, that 4 a.m. your time is 4 a.m. my time, so you played until 4 a.m. Barcode came in for a few series. It was a good time. Hey, shout out to Barcode. Also, I know fucking, I believe it's right. I believe Rice pops in every now and again too. Shout out to the ANZ fucking pros for joining our 8s. I got off at like 5 a.m. and they were still playing matchmaking, I think. Legends. Yeah, John, remember the fucking, it reminds me of that Magic night. Holy shit. Holy shit. Oh. Community creations. Halo memes every day. Red.com/r/Halo memes. Go check them out. Spotlight for December 4th, 2020. VAT by Halo Studios. Go check out the community spotlight. Check out some art made by the community. Pretty fucking great. How We Defeated the God Squad. This is by It's the Last Shot. It's a YouTube video that he put out where he breaks down how the grand finals went and how they beat Optic. So go check that video out. Fucking awesome. The Halo community just changed forever. This is by The Domain. It is his video on the community corner at Worlds. And it was really, really cool, really well put together video there. So go check that out if you want to get an inkling as to what the community corner was like at Worlds this year. It was really cool. And then Kronos did a Reddit AMA. So go check that out as well. Everything is included in the Google Doc of the show notes of the show. Speaking of Magic, are you in tonight? John, fuck me. I might, but at the same time, I have not touched the new Destiny expansion yet. And so I was thinking of just like getting my feet wet in that. Just starting that off because I've been itching to play some Destiny. So I might do that. I might do that. Yeah, Ghost. Like I said, I have not touched the new one, the new expansion. I might dip my toes in it. But at the same time, I also don't want to stay up too late tonight because we have a very important meeting at work tomorrow. So we'll see. We'll see. We shall see. But ladies and gentlemen, time to plug this shit. You can find HCS Pro Talk on all your favorite podcast services. Just search for HCS Pro Talk. You can find it on iTunes, Podbean, Spotify, Stitcher, among many others, including my favorite, which is Pocket Cast, which is still not an ad, but I still love the application. I use it every day. They did a little update on their app in terms of playlists and stuff. It's pretty neat. Yeah. I use the app every fucking day. You can find the show over on the Linktree, which includes all the social links: Discord, Twitter, Blue Sky, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, Twitch right here, TikTok, and the merch, which, as a matter of fact, give me 1 second here because I'm going to do this. I got to give a shout out to Pat for making a merch order as well. Thank you so much, fucking Pat. Thank you so much, man. Greatly appreciated. Hope you enjoy the merch. Let me just say that I'm wearing the piece that you ordered right now, and might I say, it's mighty comfy. Mighty comfy indeed. One may even call them Josh's joggers. But seriously, Pat, thank you so much for the order. I hope you appreciate them just as much as I appreciate you. And then you can head over to hcsprotalk.com, which is in fact a website, but it does take you to haloevolve.co, your home for Halo. You can check out their shows: Podcast Evolved, Mission Debrief, Halo TV Plus, Book Club, Builds with Blocks, Halo Headlines, and Halo Gear Guide. Go check them out. And shout out to Podcast Evolved because they're fucking awesome. And they're holding down the lore side of the scene. And ladies and gentlemen, that's going to do it for episode 419 of HCS Pro Talk. I thought to myself that, oh man, this is going to be kind of a shorter episode because we did the last episode on fucking Wednesday last week. But no, really fucking great topic suggestion by Ross, so thank you so much for that. And again, I'll say it one more time, if you have any topics you would like to suggest for the show, do it in the topic suggestions channel of the Discord. It's free to join. Just go ahead and join it up. Would love to hear what you have for suggestions, and we may include them in a future episode of the show. That's going to do it for this episode, though. Yeah. 2 hours on the shorter end compared to most episodes. Now under an hour is short. Hey, look at this. We're almost at fucking 2. Crazy. Just fucking crazy. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, that's going to do it for me. I'll be back next week. And we're going to talk. Oh, man. Oh, boy. Are we going to talk about some Halo Fest tickets depending upon how this sale goes on Wednesday. Ooh, I'm so excited. Will we know what's in the VIP package? Tune in next week to HCS Pro Talk. Get it's like a Dragon Ball bit. All right, that's going to do it for me. I'll see you next week for episode 420. But until then. Oh, Beth, thank you very much. I'll give myself a shout out next week. We'll see you next week, everyone. But until then, bye-bye.